Big changes are underway in Bloons TD 6, and I wanted to talk to you guys about what is happening. So rebalancing a game is one of the things that is, well, it's expected to happen when you have a game that's been out for as long as BT6 has. And in the case of BT6, Ninjakiwi have so far, for the most part, been doing an amazing job and just balancing out BT6. Now, I wanted to make this video so that I could talk to you guys about the changes that are going to be happening in BT6 in regards to how and why the towers are going to get rebalanced and just changed in general, and then what the impact is going to be for the average players like us. So I want to take an excerpt from Ninjakiwi's latest update 44 changelog, where they say that they're going to be pulling back onto the power creep, and so essentially their goal is that they're going to be pulling back some of the power from the top and they're going to be adding or raising up the floor from the bottom. But this is actually the first time that I've seen Ninjakiwi make a statement like this. So they're actually announcing to us that there are going to be changes happening in BT6, and if you guys are paying attention to the updates the way, well, I guess I'm paying a little bit more attention because I usually, like to make all these videos whenever there's a tower change happening, where something gets nerfed or gets buffed. So I'm a little bit more into this thing, but I've been noticing, changes to, well, not only my favorite towers, but the towers that are, well, I guess coincidentally or not, the towers that are probably the strongest. So over the past few updates, towers like, for example, the Millipede Super Monkey, the Rover Monkey, getting nerfed. Even in this update as well. Geraldo, which I have right here, like Geraldo is my favorite hero, and this hero is, I'm gonna tell you guys, it's not the same as he was when he got released. I mean, look at the changelog. This changelog that I'm showing you on screen is just the changelog from this update and nothing else. And they went after everything. Like, I'm talking the Millipede Druid, like the Vine one, the 030 Druid of the jungle. I'm talking about the Millipede Spike Factory, the Carpet of Spikes. I think he got like at least 2 price increases, if not more, and they also like try to rebalance the numbers and make it a little bit weaker. They're nerfing all these support towers, which you will see in every single game. So for example, the Relentless Glue and the Boomerang, the Press Boomerang, actually, the Mod Press, which are 2 towers that work exceptionally well together, and I'm actually going to buy both of them in this game just to show you guys how strong they are in combination. So for example, the Relentless Glue got its price increase from 3 to 3.4 in the previous update, and then it lost a little bit of Pierce, and then in this update, again, it's getting nerfed again. It's being more expensive. The Pierce onto the Mod Press is getting reduced by a lot, which is the 204 crosspath, which is the preferred crosspath for people usually. And so in the past few updates, none of the strategies that you guys see and the strategies that you guys use on a daily basis have been safe from Ninjakiwi, and this is going to keep happening. So they've been buffing like all these, I don't want to say like the weirdest towers, but the first one that pops into my head is like the buff that happened to the Superstorm Druid. Is like no one uses that thing, it stalls around forever, and I actually made a video on this thing, by the way. But now they just gave it like a little bit more Pierce, if I remember correctly, and they gave it like 10 times the damage, went from 12 to 120. So that was a little ridiculous, but the tower is actually kind of decent now. They even went so far like as to buff this ridiculous monkey knowledge point, which is the thing that kind of stuck with me from this update. So there's this monkey knowledge point called Cross the Streams, and so what Cross the Streams does is you need to have, by the way, 2 plasma or higher tiers of darting gunners, and then when you cross the streams, both of them, then in the middle there's going to be a little puddle appearing, and that puddle, well, what I'm saying is that they actually buffed the puddle that's being produced when you cross the streams of 2 dartlings. And so that's just how much Ninjakiwi it just cares about making all the weak towers strong again. And that's just all these changes that are going to be happening in the upcoming updates, and I would expect, huge changes happening starting from update 45, which is like the next one. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this, but also I want to say goodbye to these towers a little bit as well. So let's use it's not like these towers are bad or anything like that. It's just making them work is just more and more difficult, and they're kind of trying to force you to think about other ways, and they're going to make other towers better, right? So let me first off get a village. What do we do with this village? Oh, you know what? I should have probably made a discount village and then buy another one. Go for the MIB. Nah, let's actually not do that. Let me just, you know what I'm going to do? Because we bought the Boomer and we bought the tank zone, let's kind of create this death circle right here for the Bloons. But let's also make sure that we set everything up for these guys. So I want to use the Relentless Glue. Actually, this is a tower which I kind of mentioned it to you guys that it got nerfed in combination with the Mod Press. So I want to show you guys how strong this combo is so that you know why are they getting nerfed in the first place. But before we get there, let's go like this. Let me get an Alchemist. It's going to be a 300 just to get rid of the mob and just get some extra damage onto the attack. And there it is. And let me just quickly talk to you guys about what I was planning on doing over the next couple of days. So I was actually planning on doing a Geraldo video, which I'm not exactly sure if I want to do it. So I wanted to showcase all the changes to Geraldo, because Geraldo and the Everseer are actually towers that I have still not done videos on, which actually got changed in update 44. So the Everseer, the secret tower on Encrypted, it got stronger. They buffed the pulsing rate, which is really cool. So previously it lost around 46, and now it no longer does because it's a lot stronger. And I think they buffed the hook attack as well. And then Geraldo just got absolutely destroyed, as I think it's tradition at this point. Like every update is like a Geraldo nerf or two happening, and well, this update it wasn't like 1 or 2, it was a bunch of them. So I wanted to do that, but I've been also meaning to do a couple of 2-tower chimps videos, because I'm noticing that you guys are liking those videos, and I just wanted to do a couple of those ones as well. So I wanted to do 2-tower chimps, by the way, with like all 3 tier 5s of a tower, and I just don't know where to start with this thing. Maybe we're gonna start with like a boomerang or something like that. I'm gonna be making one video for sure of this, just because I feel like this is such an interesting concept, because every single tier 5 it kind of forces you to think differently, right? It forces you to adapt to the weaknesses and the strengths of that tower, and it's gonna be like 3 videos crammed into one, and I'm kind of excited because I haven't done things like that in the past. And then soon-ish, I'm not exactly sure when it's gonna be happening, but soon-ish we should probably start talking about update 45 and what's gonna be happening in that one as well. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. So I'm pretty sure that update 45 is gonna be the Blast the Populace update, in which we're finally gonna get a new boss. And that guy, if you guys have played the previous Bloons games, well, that guy is the fiery boss, which stuns your towers. so I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna make it work with BT6. They have some interesting things in mind as usual, but yeah, that's gonna be a very fun one. And look at this combo, by the way. Look at this stack and this more glazed boomerang. Like, this is such a fun combo, especially with the alchemist. You just give him an alchemist, a village, and these guys are just gonna go. Like, I'm pretty sure that if we don't buy anything like up until what, like the 80s, something like that, maybe like the early 80s, these guys are just gonna go. They're just gonna win. Okay, but let's actually be proactive. So let's get the tag zone first. I also want to have a little bit of a helping hand for the boomer for 63, even though it's gonna beat it by itself, but I just want to get, you know, a little bit of extra damage. And so what do we want to do? I was going to buy, you know, this kind of death circle for the Bloons, and I still am on for that. I think that we're on for it, right? So let me get the primary mentor and get these guys a little bit of extra range. We're gonna have a bunch of primary towers as well. The boomerangs on 61 incoming. Yeah, these rounds are just getting melted, and these are the towers. Like, I don't want to say that the tag zone is gonna get nerfed, because I wouldn't know, but these are the towers that I would expect, you know, the ones that you see the most in like the videos or whatever it is. Those are the ones that are definitely gonna get nerfed. So you know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of farm nerfs. I'm afraid of Bopat village nerfs, actually, because I use them a lot in boss events. Oh, round 63, by the way. Let me just give this guy the sharpening stone. So +1 pierce is gonna be nice. We can also give it the pickle, but I don't think it's necessary. So let's, I know it's like $100, but it's actually 110, but I'm trying to be a little bit efficient, right? So let's not buy it, at least for now. And the third wave should be coming out any second. And yeah, these guys are way too good. What a ridiculous strategy this is, by the way, huh? Oh, wait a minute. Are we kind of accidentally playing almost primary only? Like, if we get rid of this alchemist, it would have been primary only. Oh man, wait a minute. I should have thought about that. That would have been a very fun thing to do. Primary only chimps mode. Oh, wait a minute. Am I onto something? Primary only chimps? Support only chimps. Ooh, that's looking like it's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, we should do this as well on top of the 2-tower chimps runs. Oh my god, there's some content. Alright, and 74 getting destroyed. Ceramics, a PvP behind this one, and then a bunch of small and actually chemistry. You get almost all kinds of ceramics onto this round, which is really fun one. I think it's really nice that we got the more glaze 475. I'm pretty sure that the tag zone is gonna do a decent job by itself, but just because we went for the top crossbed, I'm just always a little bit skeptical about the pierce on this thing, especially since they just kept nerfing it and nerfing it. So just having this boomerang makes me feel so much better. And are we gonna have the money for the glaive lord? I think we are, but I'm actually not gonna buy. Oh, we're not gonna have it. Okay, we're gonna have it during this one, but I'm not gonna buy yet. There we go. Oh my god, this tag is so good. But let's get the glaive lord. Let's finally create this circle, and these are all gonna be our damage towers. I think I'm probably just gonna, you know, be sharpening stoning. Wait, is that a sharpening stone? I'm just gonna be giving the sharpening stone to this thing, and then you guys might not think that this damage is enough, and it, you know, in most cases it wouldn't be. Like, you cannot 2-tower chimps off of this. Even if you like give it camo detection to both of these towers, you're not gonna beat whatever it is. It's not gonna be 2-tower chimps at that point. Even like a 3-tower chimps is just not happening, because these guys don't have the damage. But this is where support is actually gonna start becoming really important, and I have a feeling that if we buy the proper support for these guys, it is actually not even gonna be close. And so this is one of the reasons why Ninjakiwi is nerfing, you know, all of these supporting towers because they just make the game so easy. So once you're under free play mode, this is the point at which eventually they're gonna lose. Like eventually. I don't know when it's gonna be. Actually, if I had to guess, it's probably gonna be in the 90s because the ceramics are gonna, well, actually maybe not even the ceramics, maybe it's just gonna be like way too much RB on a single round, right? They're just not gonna be able to deal with everything. So far so good. The tank is going to town onto these guys, a bunch of BFBs, a bunch of 45 BFBs incoming, but keep in mind this Glaive Lord, even though it's a Glaive Lord, it still keeps, you know, this component which makes it good versus small balloons because it does get extra damage versus ceramics, and just 83 getting melted as soon as they enter this zone. Yeah, this was actually such a fun idea to do, and we should probably get some damage amplifiers as well. But before we do that, let's just buy some support towers, or actually should we wait for these guys to kind of start crumbling a little bit? Maybe we should. I mean, they're not looking like they're gonna budge anytime soon. It's probably not gonna be happening in the 80s. Let's just watch. So we're gonna have some ZOMGs. These are a little bit ramped up ZOMGs. Yeah, so there goes the first one, and the second one is gonna get popped in an instant. 4 ZOMGs on 87. It's again not gonna be a problem actually. How about 4 ZOMGs? Not a problem, right? That goes 1. There goes 2. There goes number 3. And before they can even make the turn, yeah, I saw some ceramics make the turn, but it's fine, guys. These guys are way too good. All right, so round 88, and this is the point at which I expect them to start crumbling at least a little bit. So our DDT popping power is not exactly as shiny as it could be, so the tank cannot pop DDTs. The Glaive Lord can, but he's not particularly good at it. So let's actually leave it to the Glaive Lord for round 90, and then, oh, is he gonna? Yes, he is. Okay, so he did deal with 3 DDTs, but more than 3 is gonna be a problem. But let's watch this one, then we're gonna buy our support towers finally. So this is one of my favorite rounds because it's just normal BFBs, and you can just melt these guys, and you can make so much money onto this round. But starting from 93, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna leak the DDTs on this one. So let's see if the Glaive Lord is gonna be able to beat all of them. Oh, he actually is. Oh, look at that. I mean, just to be fair, this is a pretty good spot for it in the first place, right? So it's not like there's such a difficult of a challenge for it, but 95 is 100% leaking. Like, there's no way he's defending 95. Yeah, let's watch this one. So this one is 100% gonna leak. It's just the question is when and how much, and let me just kind of try and play it fast forward a little bit. Oh my god, this Glaive Lord is beating 95. What? Like, this attack cannot even attack DDTs. I mean, maybe a little bit with the AMD, but what? Is this that good of a spot for the Glaive Lord, or is he actually that good with these projectiles? Because they actually did buff this guy in update 44 by allowing the projectiles, or the glaives I should say, to bounce between the balloons if 0.6 seconds have passed. Essentially, a single glaive can come back to the same balloon, and it's just gonna do a lot more damage than previously. So these guys are, oh my god, they're actually destroying it. Let me just give it +2 pierce onto the attack, and are they gonna beat 98? Is +2 pierce gonna be enough for the tag zone is my question, because this Glaive Lord seems to be doing a lot of damage, and the tag is, oh, look at this thing, the tag is not even like behind. They have a similar amount of pops, it looks like. Are they gonna lose, or are they beating this? It looks like they're beating it, guys. Oh my god, $90,000 that we managed to save on Monkey Meadow, and this is gonna be closer to, like, when we end this, it's gonna be closer to like what, like, oh, wait a minute, I was gonna say a number, but 45 DTs, no. So finally the Glaive Lord finds its match. Yeah, there we go, we need to do something. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna buy the genie, because I know the genie is gonna disappear in the next 2 rounds. Let's see if the genie is gonna be enough. I really just needed to deal with these 45 DDTs, and I think it is going to. Yes, there we go, and a little bit of extra damage versus the bad balloon. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy support towers. So we're gonna see when this setup loses, and then after we buy these 2 super nerfed support towers, we're gonna see how much of a help they actually are in a game. So there goes the bad balloon, it popped, and these guys are gonna destroy it, no problem. The genie is gonna, oh, we get a boomer as well. That was fitting. Okay, so let's go to free play. Let me just check the pops real quick, because they're super close. Oh my god, 986 and 995. That's ridiculously close. Okay, so let's hit play, and let's see when these guys lose, and then we're gonna buy some support towers and see how much getting some support is going to extend the lifespan onto a single, well, onto our setup essentially. And I think 102 is gonna be the end, by the way, because it's 45 DDs. Alright, let's finally start buying up some support for our towers. And support towers I was talking about. So let's get the relentless glue. Let's get 2 of these guys. Actually, you want to do it, but you don't want to overdo it. So let's go like this: 204 boomerangs and just a single relentless glue. And then maybe we need to do something about this guy, like the tag being able to attack DDTs. So maybe just like a single 030 village should be enough. And let's see how much these few towers, these just support towers, mainly I'm talking about the relentless glue and the boomerangs, are gonna extend the lifespan onto our setup. Because remember, these guys lost on 102, and look at how much of a difference it makes actually. So watch the 45 DDTs, they're just getting popped as soon as they reach our towers. Actually, actually, they kind of make the loop, right? They make the first loop around and then they get popped, but look at this thing. It's just a handful of support towers and they're just carrying the game. They're just keeping everything in place. Look at the stun, by the way, happening onto these guys. Something that really kind of hit me with this nerf is that, well, this pierce reduction on the boomerang, it carries up to a heart here. So that means that the Moab Dom as well it also has a lot less pierce if you go for the top cross path. Not like you do, like you usually go for the middle cross path if you're going for the Moab Dom, right? But it's like, come on, guys. Now look at this up go. Round 105, and I don't think that we're getting close to losing. Oh my god, maybe like 106 because this one has a bunch of DTs, but if we get some stun chain reaction onto the DTs, I'm pretty sure that we got this one as well. Oh, there's a 45 DT. Get rid of it as fast as possible, please. A bunch of 45s. We're gonna have like a huge wave of DTs come in a second, and I don't think it's like one wave of DTs. I think it's the last wave of DTs is gonna be like 45 ones, and maybe that was the one. Yeah, I think that was the one. Yeah, no problem. Oh no, this is the one. Okay, so it's not 45, it's normal DTs, but come on, guys, we don't even care about these guys. Yeah, it's really crazy how much support towers can improve your setup, right? Because even if you don't have the damage, like for example, we don't have the damage right now, but yeah, these support towers are just keeping us alive. And I might have said that on the wrong round, actually. I said it on 108, and maybe I should have said it a little bit earlier, because I don't know. I see some 45 ZMGs and I'm just not sure if this is happening. I'm trying to play it slow though, so let's just kind of see what's happening. So this is a good spot actually. Then coming from the top, the tank zone is going to do a lot of damage, and these guys are kind of trailing each other with the pops. Look at this thing, 2.1, and this guy is, well, he's almost at 2.1. Very close with the pops that both of these towers have, and I think that do we have this one? I see some, so as long as we deal with the Moab class Bloons, we're fine on this one actually. So there's going to be 2 more Moabs, and yes, we deal with 108 as well. So what do you guys think? When are these guys losing? Like, is it going to happen in the next, okay, so let's play it like this. Do you think it's going to happen in the next 3 rounds or in the next 10 rounds, I should say? And like, I should know what's coming out of these rounds, but I don't. And actually, you know, having these support towers, it kind of throws me off. I'm not exactly sure what these guys can do. Maybe this is the last one actually. Oh, so the team that actually said that was going to be in the next 3 rounds might be right about this one. I see a bunch of small Moabs, but these glaze, look at the glaze just clean, and the glaze are working overtime, but no, it wasn't enough. So it's round 111, but keep in mind we lost to 102, and that is what these support towers can do, and that's the reason why they're getting nerfed, by the way. But yeah, some interesting things happening in BT6, and I'm actually excited about them. So that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.